Of delays, Lori Vallow Daybell was back in court today for opening statements in her murder trial. She's the Rexburg mom charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of two of her kids.
During today's opening statements, the prosecution also revealed JJ was found in a shallow grave wrapped in garbage bags with duct tape wrapped around him, while Tylee's remains were charred. The state said you'll hear it described as bone and tissue. That's what's left of Tylee.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody, where we cover murder mystery to the missing. So yesterday was opening arguments in day one for the Lori Vallow Daybell case, and it started out with quite a bang, with tons of shocking new information about what happened to JJ Vallow, Tylee Ryan, Tammy Daybell, and much more. If by chance you are unfamiliar with this case, I do have videos that go over the basic timeline of events in this crazy case. The link is in the top right hand corner. So during opening arguments, we learned a lot of new info. Back in September 2019, when Lori, her brother Alex, her niece Melanie would move to the apartments in Salem, Idaho, just after the death of Charles Vallow. Apparently, Alex Cox would set up the new Wi-Fi password for the apartment. The password was "too many kids." Alex sent this in a text message to Lori, and she replied, "That's funny." This just goes to show how sick and twisted they were. During that same month, in the weeks following, sadly JJ and Tylee would be murdered, most likely by their own uncle, Alex Cox. Also during opening statements, they talked about how when they discovered Tylee and JJ's remains that next year in June, during the property search of Chad Daybell's residence, they found Tylee's DNA on a pickaxe and a shovel, and that was located in a shed nearby. I believe this not only implicates Alex being involved, but with the new evidence presented with the text messages that Chad sent to his then wife Tammy about limb debris and the pet cemetery, adds more context to that conversation, and combined with Chad's phone pinging near where her body was discovered, leads me to believe he may have taken part in the disposal, and there is forensic evidence to back this up. On the 18th of October, Tammy was last seen alive in her home by her son just before he left for work. Chad would be home as well, and sometime during that night, Tammy would pass away, and according to Chad, she had gotten very sick and passed away due to natural causes. No autopsy was conducted. A year later, her body would be exhumed, and during an official autopsy, they would learn that she had been murdered by asphyxiation or strangulation. Just a few weeks prior to Tammy's death, she had came home and was shot at by a masked assailant. We now know that Alex Cox's phone was pinging in that area during the time of the shooting. Lori would actually have a phone conversation with an unknown caller, and she would be heard saying he can't do anything right, would imply that she was frustrated with her brother Alex. Exactly a week earlier, Brandon Boudreaux, the ex-husband to Lori's niece Melanie, would be coming home when he was shot at, and was really lucky as the bullet just passed close by his head. The shooter was driving Charles Vallow's red Jeep, and would later be identified as Alex, who was behind the failed shooting. During the investigation on November 27th, 2019, when they raided the apartment 175 in Salem, Idaho, they found some very disturbing things, such as guns, ammo, silencers, ghillie suits, Tyvek suits, a plastic tub, a scary Halloween mask, and many other items like knives. This is absolutely shocking to hear, since knowing that people like Alex, Lori, and Chad had access to these kind of items, and just the amount of damage and devastation they created just in the span of 4 months makes you wonder how much worse things could have gotten. Just hearing Tyvek suits and plastic tubs makes me think of Breaking Bad. Were they planning to dissolve bodies? And makes you wonder how many more victims that were going to be targeted. So this is just a summary of day 1, but I will be following this case and updating on it regularly. If you enjoyed today's video, please smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts about day 1 and how you think this trial will go. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.